Please hop it.
We pulled forward.
Oh, baby.
UAV on
That's it.
stand.
What's crackin' peeps? I'm SL otherwise known as Kiv, and today is gonna be a Fact Friday. Let's get right into it. But before I start blabbering on about facts, that intro bit, which you guys saw, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about it because last time when I did a little short clip at the start, that was pretty cool to start off with. You guys seemed to like that one, so I figured, I'll just pop into a game, try and get a little quick clip. I just picked up a Remington. I was actually trying to snipe and stuff, but I picked up a Remington just for shits and gigs, and then I came up behind them kids because the previous game they were all camping, so I figured just check out Bottom Brown and see if we can take out a couple with the shotgun. Came up behind them all, nice and easy quad. So yeah, that turned out pretty good. It was a pretty bad quad, I know, in retrospect, because none of them was facing me. They weren't really trying to kill me, but it's just a little quick clip. Anyway, this Fact Friday is going to be about weird laws, and it's some pretty interesting ones, so let's jump right into it. So, some of these laws are still active, some of them aren't, some of them are really back of the book, no one really cares about them, no one enforces them, but these are just laws that have existed or did at some point exist. But without further ado, let's get right into them. So in Pennsylvania, it is illegal to tie a dollar bill to a string on the ground and pull it away when someone tries to pick it up. So I reckon that's really interesting because I'm guessing someone did that to someone who creates laws, so they just said, you know what, bugger it, let's just make it illegal. So you do that again, I'm going to charge you, I'm going to fine you, or whatever. I just hope the consequences aren't particularly too extreme. I mean, like a fine or something would be, acceptable, but I just hope they don't have to go, to jail or something like that. I don't know. I think that would be a bit extreme, even though it is really annoying for the poor bastard who's trying to get the $100 note or something like that. But I'm not sure. It says that it's that it's only to dollar bills, so maybe if you can still do the good old glue the coin to the ground and see if that works. But I don't know. I wouldn't be particularly pushing it if I was in Pennsylvania. Anyway, moving on. In the UK, a law still exists from the Middle Ages that requires all males over the age of 14 to be trained in shooting a longbow. I reckon that's really cool. So this is one of those back-of-the-book ones that I was talking about, that no one really enforces, but I reckon it would be pretty cool if they did enforce it. I mean, think about it. You're just sitting in school, you're bored out of your mind, and then some guy from the British Homeland Security or whatever they have for it comes up, just rocks up with his sonnies and stuff, he's like, "So boys, we're just gonna go for some longbow practice, just casually as you do." I mean, come on, really? I reckon that would be the most random thing to happen, but I mean, technically and legally speaking, it is still possible. Moving on, in Arkansas, there still exists a law that was instated in the 1800s that states a husband is allowed to beat his wife, but only once a month. I find that extremely bad, but I mean, also, why I'm questioning why they haven't removed that or, done something about that law, because, I mean, it still exists, apparently, but I don't know. Maybe they've done something about it, maybe the website was just maybe a couple of years old, I don't know. But either way, the thing I find really weird about that fact is that it's just, only once a month, you're only allowed to enforce discipline that, on that one occasion. Every other occasion, you're just gonna have to let it pass and save up that one time per once a month, just bang! Oh my god, I'm so fucking sexist to this video. But of course, I'm sure in modern day times none of that would be happening and stuff, but this next fact, however, does happen to let it go the other way round. In Hong Kong, there's a law that allows a wife to kill her husband, not beat, to kill her husband if she finds him cheating. However, she must kill him with her bare hands. Where the hell did that come from? I mean, that escalated really quickly. Now, moving on once again, in parts of India, a man who is in debt can offer up his wife until the debt is paid. I honestly do not understand half of these facts, why they still exist. I'm sure that they don't, but I'm really kind of scared right now that in some places it does. But I'm not sure about that one fact because it says that they offer up their wife until the debt is paid, so it's kind of like a insurance, as in you keep my wife until I pay you, sort of thing, like a guarantee that you're going to pay him. So I guess in a way it's kind of good because it shows that you're serious about paying the person back, but it's also really bad because you're taking that person's wife. So, I don't know, but anyway, moving on, in Ohio it is illegal to fish for whales on Sunday. Every other day it's fine, you can fish for whales, but just not on Sunday. I don't know why. It's just like that. But in France it is illegal to name a pig Napoleon. Why would you name a pig Napoleon? I don't even know in the first place, but of course they would have some history with the Napoleon guy and stuff like that, but I don't know why that only applies to pigs. I mean, so you can name a cow Napoleon, but you just can't name a pig Napoleon. I don't know, it wasn't too clear, but moving on, it is legal for women in Canada to walk around topless. This is a really interesting one, and I bet all the guys are really excited right now, but unfortunately for us, it doesn't particularly happen on a daily basis, or as much as you would think it does. What happened is, in 1991, a university student from Canada was arrested for walking down the street topless. Now, this day was 33 degrees hot. This is in Canada, people who are used to snow. You have a 33 degrees Celsius day, which is like 91 degrees Fahrenheit. That is extremely hot for people who are used to snow, and they're probably basically about, they're thinking that they're pretty much in hellfire right now because it's just that hot. So a couple of the guy Canadian, college students were taking off their shirts to cool off, and of course, it's kind of bogan to do, but to walk around public like that. But it's a really hot day, especially for Canadians. So I guess it would be acceptable on a day as hot as this one. Now Gwen, which was the name of the girl, she actually took off her shirt as well and stuff, and she started walking around like that as well, and was arrested because the judge told her that it was sexually stimulating to men and should not be exposed, and was found guilty. However, recognizing it as a double standard, she appealed the case and changed the law. So technically, women are actually allowed in Canada to walk around topless. Although, if they do that on a day-to-day basis, I don't particularly know. But I guess those Canadian guys do have it pretty good out there in retrospect. So, moving on to our last fact of the video, it is illegal to die in the House of Parliament in England, and this is another awesome British fact, and I found it really interesting and really cool, because the reason why people are banned from dying in Parliament is that it's technically, in the Royal Palace, and anyone who dies in there is entitled to a state funeral. So if they see you looking a bit sick, then they carry you out really quickly, so you don't die in the building, and they don't have to do a state funeral just for you. That's why I reckon it would be awesome to be a member for Parliament in Britain, because that way you could pull sickies all the time, and you just be like, you call up, like, oh, I'm not feeling too good, I don't want to die in the House of Parliament, and I don't want to have to cost you guys all that money for a state funeral. You could just call in sick half the time and you'd be fine. You just stay back home playing games or something like that. But that brings this video to an end, so I hope you've all enjoyed it. I actually spent a bit more time on this video than I would other Fact Fridays doing the whole gender equality thing and stuff like that, but I hope you all enjoyed it, and make sure that you leave a like, comment, favorite, and or subscription. It's much appreciated. Makes me feel nice, warm, and fuzzy on the inside, as well as gives you access to let you know when I upload videos, in the future. So, I guess I'll catch you all on the next episode, and until then, I'll see you all later. I've been a Sulker, otherwise known as Kiev, and I'm out.